Okay, welcome everyone. As we are learning this evening, sponsored by Menachem Yemansky with the tefillah that all those that are looking for a zivug should find it quickly and easily. We're sponsored by Eddie Chazan for the Yeshua of Klal Yisrael and the safety of the IDF and their Nitzachon. We are sponsored by Shalom Fogel, Nishmas Yaakov Zev ben Yehuda Aryeh, Rivka bas Yaakov Yosef, Tivya Miriam bas Gad, and Yosef ben Sion ben Yaakov Zev. The Neshama should have an aliyah, and for a great zivik for Chayet Tivya bas Shoshana Gittel. We are sponsored by Baruch Ian, Lili Nishmas Yaakov Chaim ben Abba, Esther bas Yona, Avram ben Shmuel HaKoyin, and Lefur Shalema for Liba bas Anya. We're sponsored for the physical, emotional, and spiritual protection for Yeshua Menachem Mendel, Ben Bela Shendel Rivka, and we're sponsored by A.B. Spy, Lefur Shalema for Taiba Reisabas Hinda, and for Great Zivik for the children and grandchildren. We are holding on the bottom of Daf Mem Amud Beis. For those that got the WhatsApp message, we are going to learn two blot tonight with the help of Hashem, that therefore it prepares us to be more ready for Tisha B'Av, because Tisha B'Av, we can't learn two blot Matzah Shabbos, so we're scheduled to learn three blot after the fast, which is, of course, very, very hard to do, so at least let's get a blot ahead. And we are holding by Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel, which is two lines from the bottom of Daf Mem Amud Beis. Two lines from the bottom of Daf Mem Amud Beis, where the Gemara now tells us that Rabbi Yehuda, in the name of Shmuel, says that when we say that Rameir says that images are asur, please mute yourself. Anybody that's not muted, please mute yourself. I guess people don't know how to do it. Let's do it for them. Okay, so Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel, when it says that images are asur, it's talking about bandrote shel malachim shoninu. It's talking about images of the kings, and when it says it in the Mishnah, because they're worshipped on one day, that day is either the day that the king was appointed or the day that the king died. Amar Rabbi Bachana Amar Rabbi Yochanan, and it's talking about where it's set up at the opening of the province, so that was usually worshipped. Amar Rabba Machloikis Bishvel Kfarim. The Machloikis is only in the small villages. Avo Bishel Krachim, but the statues that are in the big cities, Divrei Hakol Mutar, and everybody holds its mutar, because over there the statues were made for decorative purposes. My time l'noi avdei, says the Gemara, udikvarim mi'ika l'mandiyam l'noi kavdei lahu. Does anybody hold in small villages? They did it for decorative purposes. Small villages are not so sophisticated. Amar Abba machloikis bilshel krachim. The machloikis is if the statue is in the big cities, but if it's in the small village, divrei hakol asurim, there it's definitely put up for worship. V'chachamim eina asurin, it's not asur unless they have a stick in their hand, or a bird in their hand, or a ball in their hand. Now, remember, when we talk about Avoda Zara, we try to talk about it in a way that we shame it, right? Like I told you, Reb Ruvain would refer to the Pope as the popsicle. So we do it in a way, that's why Merculus is really Hercules. And it's called Merculus because it means the bitterculus. We ridicule it. And in the next Gemara, we're going to employ this. If it's holding a stick, makel, sheroide es atzmai tachas kol ha'olam. It's that it dominates itself under the whole world, b'makom. Now, it really means that it dominates the world under it with a stick. But we say that it has itself under the world in order to make fun of it. Tzipor, it grasps itself under the whole world, kulay ketzipor, like it holds the bird. Really, it means that it has control and dominion over the world like it is holding the bird. Kader, a ball, it holds itself under the world, kikader, like a ball, meaning really that just we're ridiculing it, but really the sign of it holding the sphere is that it controls the whole world like it's holding this ball. Tana, hoisifu aleim, they added to these three items, if it's holding a sayif, if it's holding a sword, a Torah, if it's holding a crown, and the tabas, or a ring. So the Gemara says again, sayif, may karasavar listam ba'alma. At the end, it just that it was a sign that it was an image of a bandit. Ula b'sayif, it was a sign, shahayriges atzmai tachas ha'olam kulay, which literally means that it kills itself under the whole world, but really what it means is it has the power of being able to kill the entire world. Atara, a crown, may karasavar gadol klilei ba'alma, that it's just a sign that this person, it was an advertisement, that this person is a wreath maker. Ula b'sayif savar ka'atara l'melech, like a crown for a king. Tabas, a ring, may karasavar ishtayma ba'alma, that it's an agent with a signet ring. Which the symbolism means that it is able to, it has the power, lahamis, to sign a death warrant on anyone in the entire world. Reb Shimon Gamliel says, if it's holding anything, not just a ball, a bird, a stick, if it's holding anything, tana afilu tzrar, even if it holds a pebble, afilu kisam, even if it's holding a splinter. By Rav Ashi, tafas biyadei tsoya mau. What if it's holding in its hand dung? Mi aminon, does it mean kuli alma zilu ba'apei tsoya, that it is so powerful that everything is negligible to it, like dung? Oidilma, no, it is negligible to the world like dung, and then it wouldn't be idolatrous. Says Gemara, take her, we're going to have to rely on Elio telling us what the decision is, where it's the image is holding dung. Now, continues the Mishnah, Amotzei Shivrei Tzlamim, in the event that you find pieces of images, fragments of images, Ariel Mutarin. Now, in such a case, it would really be a simply put, it would be a svek sveka. And that is, was it worshipped at all? And even if it was worshipped, the guy could have broke it, and the guy that breaks it is mavatal it. Motzet tavnis yad or tavnis regel, but if you find the form of a hand or the form of a foot, and the Gemara will say that it's put on a pedestal, then harielu asur, and that's forbidden. Mipnei shekiyotzi b'hem nevet. Amar Shmuel, so Shmuel says, not just a broken image, but afilu shivrei avodas kechavim, even if it's a broken idol. Says the Gemara, but our Mishnah doesn't say that. V'anan tanan shivrei tzlamim, only a broken image, which we're not sure was an idol. Says the Gemara, no. Hu adin afilu shivrei avodas kechavim. Even a broken idol is also permitted. Now the assumption is because if it broke, the guy definitely nullified it. If it can't protect itself, it's definitely not protecting him. What? Oh, let's say it was precious. It was made out of precious materials, so even pieces are worth something. And that which it says broken images, it wants to segue into if you find a hand or a foot. If you find the form of a hand or tavnis regel, why? If you find a form of a hand or a form of a foot, it's forbidden. Says why should that be forbidden? But you just said that fragments are permitted, and a form of a hand, the form of a foot is a fragment. Says the Gemara, no, this was a hand that was on a base, so it wasn't a fragment. Tirgum Shmuel b'oimdin al b'sisin, where it was a hand or a foot that was on a base, it was on a pedestal, so it wasn't something that broke. Now, here comes the big question. What if an idol breaks by itself? See, a guy could be mavatul Avoda Zara. But what happens if the idol breaks by itself? It fell off the table. Wind blew and it fell off the table and it broke. Itmar. So here we have a very big machlokes between Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Asura. Rabbi Yochanan says it's also because nobody was mavatal it. The guy has to nullify it. Here it wasn't nullified. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Amar Muteris. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish says if it breaks by itself, it's mutter. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Asura. Why? Because the only time that the Issa goes off Avoda Zara is if a guy nullified it. If it fell by itself, the halay bala wasn't nullified. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Amar Muteres. Why? Because if it breaks by itself, we assume that the guy nullifies it in his mind, because if it can't protect itself, it's surely not going to protect him. Mistama betulim avatolei. Meima Amar, he says logically, ihi navshaloi atzloi, can't save itself. Lahu gavra matzloi, is it going to save me? So now Rabbi Yochanan bombards Reish Lakish with kashas. It says that by the Plishtim, their idol Dagon, which was next to the Aron, its head fell off, and its two hands got cut off. So it says, V'roish Dagon, the head of the idol Dagon, Ushtei Kapos Yadav, and its two palms of its hands, kruzais. Now, they fell onto the threshold of the church. V'ksiv al kain lo yidruchu kahane Dagon, therefore the priest of Dagon didn't walk on the threshold, because the head and the palms fell there. So Rabbi Yochanan says, you see from over here, that even though they got cut off, it's still awesome, because they still worshipped it as a deity, because they even venerated the threshold that the head was on. Amalai, so Reish Lakish tells Rabbi Yochanan, Misham Raya, it's not a proof. To the contrary. They said that we're not going to worship Dagon anymore because its head got cut off, its hands, but we'll worship instead the threshold. So the deity moved from the Dagon to the threshold. Shemanichen es ha-Dagon, they forsook Dagon v'oivden es ha-mifton. And they worshipped the threshold. The Amar Hachi Shavkei Isrei, their deity forsook L'Dagon, v'asa Esav Le'alamiftan, and instead devolved upon the threshold. Eisvei, it says in the Mishnah, Hamoitzei shivrei tzlamim. Rabbi Yochanan asked Reish Lakish, it says if you find fragments of an image, harielu mutaros. But that's only a fragment of an image. We don't know if the image itself was worshipped. But that the implication is only fragments of an image. If it would be shivrei avodas kechavim, asurin. If it would be fragments of an idol, it's asur. Because even if it broke by itself, because if it broke by itself, Rabbi Yochanan holds it's still asur because it wasn't nullified. Says, well, no. Don't make that inference that if you find fragments of images, it's mutter, but fragments of an Avoda Zara is asur. Ela ema hatzlamim atzman. Fragments of an image are asur. The image itself, fragments of an image are mutter. The image itself is asur, which is a stam mishnah like Rameya, that an image itself is asur, even if it's not holding a sphere or a ball. V'stamach Rameya. Says the Gemara, but this l'chayr is a problem with Rabbi Yochanan. V'Rabbi Yochanan mid Rab Meir nishmulu l'Rabbanan. Rabbi Yochanan from Rav Meir, can't we infer to the Rabbanan? Lav Amar Rav Meir tzlamim asurim, shivrei tzlamim mutarin. So Rav Meir holds that images are asur, but fragments of images are mutter. So then, according to the Rabbanan, we should infer avodas kechavim nami hi asura. Only the Avoda Zara is asur, v'shavarei mutarin. The fragments are mutter. So the Gemara says it's not a good inference. It's not a good inference. Hachi hashta, what's the comparison? Hasam, in the case of images, the image itself is a suffix. Eimer avdam, eimer loy avdam. V'im tim tzaloyma avdam, when you find it broken, maybe the guy broke it. Eimer bidlam, bidlam. So it's a sveka. Number one, maybe the image is worshipped, maybe it's not. And even if it was worshipped, but now that you found it broken, maybe the guy broke it, and then it would be nullified. So it's a sveka. Avodas kechavim, that's definitely worshipped. Avodas kechavim vadei avdua. Who says that it was nullified? Maybe it broke by itself. So have a suffix of vadei. So it's a case where it's a definite Avoda Zara, and it's only a suffix whether it was nullified. Ve'ein suffix ma'itzi midei vadei. Now this opens the Pandora's box to discuss this Shas rule of whether a suffix could be ma'itzi midei vadei. Right? The Gemara says that no suffix could stand in the face of a vadei. So here it was definite Avoda Zara. We don't know if it was nullified. So ein suffix ma'itzi midei vadei. So the Gemara asks, is this a hard and fast rule? And we could, while I'm talking, I noticed that we have 31 Zoomers showing up now, so we want to welcome in Irving Fishbaum, Chaim Kramer, Yaakov Warman, Berish Kesselman, Dr. Block, Yitzi Fuchs, Baruch Ian, Yisrael Fisher, Barry Cement, Saba, Shalom Fogel, Michael, Mel Zachter, Marshall Castle, Shelley Zeitlin, Nachman Chapler, Dr. Guy, Yitzi Muller, Eddie Chazan, Rabbi Kranz, Danny Vogel, Stephen Holtzman, Avigdor Fried, Naftali Jablin, Menachem Umansky, Moshe Lehman, Elia Shutman, Avram Rezepkowitz, Yeshua Shmuel Eisenberg, Eba Arbach. We have here in the shul Ruvain Shanit and Michal Avram Chavin. So we are already here 33 strong, so it's 17 shy of a lot of bourbon, of high quality, grade A bourbon, I might say. So
Not during the 9 days, sorry.
If you could get me 17 more, I'll make a siyum for you.
It's got to come into Lakewood.
Just send me a ticket.
You get me 17 more, I'll send you a ticket.
That's tempting.
All right? You mean you might lift up your feet and do something? Okay.
As soon as I cool off.
Let's see, somebody just came in over here. Who is it? Was it Ilya Shutman? I think Ilya Shutman just came in. Okay, now, so the Gemara says, "Ve'ein safek motzi midei vadai." Does a doubt not come and take us out of even a situation of a certainty? Vatanya, here's an interesting case. Chaver shemeis. A chaver is a person that's very careful with tumah and tara. He's very careful with trumas and maisus. If a chaver dies, v'aniach megura maleya peris, and he left a silo full of fruit, afilu hein b'nei yaimon, even if they were just harvested that day, hari hein b'cheskas mesukanim, we can be sure that they were already tithed. Now, l'chayra, that's a case where suffix is motzi midei vadai. V'acha the vadai tfilei. When it was harvested, it was a tevel. It was untithed. Suffix asrinu, suffix lo asrinu. We're not sure if he tithed it or not. He just died. Because he's suffix, and yet the suffix comes and motzi midei vadai, and we say that it's permitted. Says the Gemara, no. There it's a vadai. Hasam vadai, it's a vadai. The vadai asrinu, he definitely was meiser it that day. Kid Rabbi Chanina Chuzah, like Rabbi Chanina the seer. Dam Rabbi Chanina Chuzah chazak al chaver she'eni moitze davar she'ena mesukim netachas yada. A chaver doesn't let something that's not corrected leave his hand. In other words, he takes care of something that could be a stumbling block forthwith. And therefore, he definitely did it that day. So it's not a suffix and a vadai. It's a vadai and a vadai. V'iba yisayma, we're not sure. I translated Megura as a pile, but that's not the literal translation. I translated it as a silo, but that's not the literal translation. It's a pile. And here, the Gemara says, it's not a suffix that was tevel, because you could bring the produce into your house in a way that it's not tevel. Because the only time it becomes chayiv is if it's royei pnei abayis, when it sees the face of the house. If you bring it in while it's still in the chaff, it's not considered royei pnei abayis, and you could give it to your animals without tithing it yet. So these crops, it's not vadai that it's tevel. Says the Gemara in another answer, v'iba yisema, suffix v'suffiku. You're right, it's a suffix whether he took off the tithes before he died, but it's also a suffix whether it was tevel. Tevel means tov loy, it's no good. It's a suffix whether it's tevel, because efshir k'da'avik k'd'Rabbi. It's possible that he did like Rabbi Ishia, the Amar Marim Odom al Tfuah. So a person could be clever with his crops, or machnitza b'moitshela, and bring it in while it's in its chaff, k'dei shetei behemto yoicheles, that his animals should eat, which is an achilas arai, or p'tura min ha'maiser. Okay, Rabbi Isai, as Richard Rosenzweig joins us for our 33rd Zoomer of the evening, and with the two people here in the shur, that's already 35, 15 shy of the promised land. You should get on the phone and call Mark. Where's Aaron Swade when you need him? Richard, you came just in time for the second blot. We're learning 2 blot tonight because we're getting ahead for Tisha B'Av. So we're just going to pause now to change the channel.